And our next guest is actually our most popular guest on this channel. And this is the story of how I found her on the street. So one night I'm coming home, and right before I get to our main entrance, I see a little something just running around. So normally if you've seen a rat or a mouse, it's kind of like running around all fast and like along the sides of walls and in bushes because it's got ninja survival skills. Not this thing. So there's a fluffy white blob who is just running like right in the middle of the path, out in the open for all to see, completely unaware of all the giant humans that could possibly crush her. She even came and sat on my shoe when I motioned towards her. You know that thing you do with animals where you're like, come here, it's okay. Only me? It's only me that does that? Fuck off. Well, anyway, when I did this cutie, she came and sat on my shoe. You won't believe me, but it happened. At this point, I realized it's a friggin' hamster. It doesn't have a rat tail, and rats don't come in this beautiful creamy cream color. What the frack is this hamster doing out in the wild? It's just out. It's not a particularly fast hamster, so where the frick is his owner? Like a possibly very slow, immobile, bad eyesight owner? But there's no one who looks like they're possibly looking for a small animal, and this little fluff has been wandering around the same area for about 10 minutes. The hamster at this point has found itself a little snack. It has found what looks like a little pile of corn snacks that no doubt some disgusting little kid has just dropped out of its mouth and the parents left on the floor. It's in the middle of the path, and the hamster is just sitting in the middle of the path, eating a corn snack. Now when hamsters settle down for snacks, they turn into a ball. And mainly women were walking past it with a curious look, trying to figure out what this white ball was. So they get around to the front of it and see it has a mouse face. And then they scream bloody murder and run away! So my thought is that someone is gonna step on this thing, either by accident or on purpose. And if not, it's going to be eaten by the stray cats, the stray dogs, or the bats that are just, you know, roaming around the area. Am I gonna have to save this hamster? Oh, dang it. As part of my master plan, I post a video of this hamster on Facebook because of course I took a video of it. And I asked the Facebook gods if I took in this hamster, would anybody be willing to take it in? Because I am a woman in my 30s and having a hamster is a little bit, weird. These animals are usually reserved for young children as a cheap pet and a possibly convenient way to teach them about death. Side note, if you're an adult and you have a hamster, good for you! But you know I'm telling the truth. So here's the thing. I've not had like great experiences with hamsters. My mom used to be obsessed with like the evil red eye dwarf hamsters, and we did not take care of them properly. I'll come back to this point in a minute. This meant though that I remember them being just quite hostile and bitey and not fun and like eating their neighbor's eyes out. So my thought was to take this hamster home, but I had like nothing to catch it with. I didn't want my fingers chewed off. Also, I didn't know how long it was out in the wild for. What if it had like bugs or fleas? And then I get a crazy infestation because I tried to save this snack that was supposed to be for a bat. Meanwhile, the hamster is still eating its corn snack in the same spot, just having a grand old time. Now, if I go home and I get a box, I don't know what's gonna happen while I'm gone. And I might lose track of this little dude. All I had was my tote bag, so I put all my valuables like under my armpits and in my pockets. And then I used the tote bag to pick up the hamster like a dog poop. It does not try to run away. In fact, after I picked it up, I looked inside the bag to see what it was doing, and it wasn't trying to climb out. It wasn't doing anything. It was just looking up at me like, what's up? I held that bag shut like it had hornets in it, and I hurried home. Then I heard the sound of like little crunching noises. Turns out this little bitch had taken her corn snack with her as #1 priority when getting kidnapped, and just kept on snacking while she was in the bag.
This is my spirit animal.
Now it's quite a scramble when I get home because like I don't have any hamster stuff in the house. I empty out a storage container and I put her inside with like some tissue papers and some water and obviously a toilet roll, because I think that's standard for hamsters, right? I watched her for a bit to see if she had any bugs on her, and then I just like slid the lid on loosely to give her some privacy. Now the next morning, the first thing I thought of was to check if this little thing was dead. I don't know how fragile hamsters are now. They seem very fragile back in the day. So I go up to the box and I open up the lid, and my dog is with me at this point. We both peer over the side of the box to see if the hamster is there, and she's there, and she sees the dog and she screams, sorry. I think she must have forgotten that she's changed locations overnight. Definitely did not realize the dog was there. They're friends now, don't worry. Now, I have full intention of giving this hamster away, but she pretty much won me over immediately. But with the kidnapping, snacking and all, I really tried not to name her because I was gonna get attached. So I just called her Hamster, but then my heart melted and it morphed into Hamilton. Hamilton's a girl. I'm not good at naming things. Flashback! So as a kid, we started with 2 hamsters because, of course, the pet shop said they like company. They do not like company. And my mom, being a non-genius, got 1 female and 1 male on purpose. And guess what they did? They had a lot of babies. They had a lot of babies. And their babies had babies, and those babies had babies, and they were this incestuous clan of hamsters that did not have enough space, and they would fight all the time and kill each other and eat each other's eyeballs. I know, I'm sorry, it's really horrible, but we really didn't know any better, and I was 13 and I was definitely not in charge. So I think Hamilton's gonna act as my redemption hamster now that I'm an adult and semi in control of things. So also, we didn't have the internet back then, so we just trusted what the pet store said, and we're too lazy to go to the library, which is wrong. So, things I have learned about hamsters because of Hamilton. The hamster. 1, they like to live alone. Don't get them a friend. They are very territorial and they will fight. That's why our old hamsters used to kill each other. 2, they actually like having a lot of bedding to dig around in. You need like a couple inches of bedding so they can just like squirm around inside and hide. Used to put like a very thin sprinkling of the sawdust because we didn't know any better. Sorry, I'm so sorry, hamsters. 3, there is a wrong type of wood shavings. If you get the wrong kind, usually the cheap kind, it can be bad for their airways and they can get like hamster asthma or something. Don't do it. 4, they actually need quite a lot of floor space in their cage. Most of the hamster cages are designed disgustingly small because you think it's okay because it's a tiny hamster, tiny animal. But that's when they start going nuts and like trying to dig at the sides of the cages and climbing up the bars and chewing on the bars because they're going nuts because they don't have enough space. Hamilton's cage is actually a tad teeny bitty bit smaller than the suggested size for her species, but she seems fine. Our old hamsters used to try to get out all the time, most of the time successfully, but Hamilton has never clawed at the side of the cage or tried to get out, so she seems okay. Now honestly, Hamilton's more of like a tiny dog than a hamster, at least in my experience. She's potty trained. She has like her own little litter box that she pees in, and it clumps up like cat litter, and you scoop it out. And I didn't teach her how to do that. In fact, one of my favorite things about her is that she gets up in the middle of the day, which is like her nighttime, and she has like a groggy, stumbling pee-pee time, like an old person. You can tell she's like super sleepy during her pee. I'll go say hi, Hamilton. There you go. Who's that? Anyone who's had a hamster can tell you that if you let a hamster walk around anywhere, that it will just leave random turds all over the table. Except Hamilton. She does not do that. She's only pooped outside of her cage like twice. She'll come out and stand on a perch and wait for you when she knows you're near. Yeah. Oop. Sorry. Why are you climbing on my face? And she'll just stay in place for pets. I can hand feed her tiny bits of food and she'll just stay there and eat. She's good enough that I can make a tiny Santa hat and she'll wear it for a bit. And we take very cute family photos together, if I do say so myself. So yeah, that's the story of Hamilton. Not particularly exciting, but you tell me the last person who found a hamster on the street and it was the best hamster ever. I'm sure I'm not the only one with childhood hamster horror stories, so do please share them in the comments so I don't feel like such a bad person. Say bye to Hamilton and I'll see you next time. I'm done. Good time. Very good. Wait.